Ahora resulta que ellas se molestan porque los hombres también tienen estándares, porque también les ponen barreras y límites en el mundo moderno de las citas. Resulta que están muy molestas. ¿Qué se siente, culeras? ¿Qué se siente? Vamos a ver otro de FB Capital. Están buenos estos, Dice, ¿por qué las mujeres culpan a los hombres por tener estándares y pues, bueno, prácticamente barreras y estándares en el mundo moderno? Hay una explicación del por qué los hombres obviamente están siguiendo su camino en el mundo del dating. The rise of MGTOW in dating. O sea, el incremento del MGTOW, de los hombres solteros. Y también ya hablamos anteriormente de el beneficio sí para los hombres estar solteros, pero no es un beneficio para la sociedad de que los hombres estén solteros. Les afecta. ¿Okay? Ya hablamos anteriormente de esto. Pero bueno, va por ahí por el estilo, ¿no? Vamos a ver qué nos tienen que decir.
Other people don't need to understand or agree with your boundary in order to respect it.
We live in a world where women like to talk about boundaries and respect non-stop.
Setting boundaries.
How do you set the boundary?
There is a beautiful thing called boundaries.
That needs to be respected.
However, when men define their boundaries,
I don't want a girl that shows too much skin.
they are met with nothing but anger and ridicule.
If the guy doesn't want his girl to dress a certain way, he must be very insecure and probably have trust issues.
Your man is getting on to you about what you can and can't wear. They got small dick energy.
This gives small dick energy.
Small dick energy.
I think a man should be proud of anything. Like, there's my woman, and she's doing whatever the she needs to do. She looks good, and people are loving her, especially women.
If guys want to...
O sea, resulta que tú sí eres un inseguro, ya les he comentado anteriormente. Tú sí eres un inseguro, controlador, machista, porque no permites que tu mujer exponga sus fotos en redes sociales. Debes de ser todo lo contrario. Debes de permitir y ser un hombre de alto valor y ser realmente un hombre, ¿okay?, que permita a su mujer hacer esto. Y debes estar orgulloso de ella porque ella se siente bien consigo misma. Eso es lo que esperan de ti. Tú siempre les dices, no, pues a mí no me gusta una mujer que muestre sus fotos en redes sociales. Oh, inseguro. No, pues no me gustan las mujeres con sobrepeso. Oh, gordofóbico. Te atacan por todo, güey. Pero ellas sí quieren poner estándares. Pues claro, pues obviamente. Ellas sí, ellas pueden hacer lo que ellas quieran todo el tiempo. Pero cuando un hombre pone ciertos límites, que muchas veces ni son límites ni estándares, simplemente son gustos, güey. Son preferencias. Ellas sí ponen estándares. La diferencia está, por ejemplo, en la altura. Normalmente las morras quieren un vato arriba de 6, o sea, de 6 pies, que es más o menos un equivalente a 1.80. O sea, y aquí te lo dicen, aquí en Estados Unidos, no, arriba de 6 pies. Dices, ¿what? Eso es algo que los hombres no pueden controlar. En cambio, un hombre les dice, no, pues yo no quiero una mujer con sobrepeso y te atacan. Eso sí lo pueden controlar. Deja de tragar, pinche marrana.
Purchase a site to see me post pictures I feel confident. Why is that a bad thing?
Like my actual boyfriend, he was absolutely fine with it.
Oh my God.
He couldn't be more supportive, yeah.
How she's basically advertising for the entire public to see. I don't like that.
Why does that bother you? Why does that bother you? If it bothers you, then that's something deep that you need to go search within yourself.
Your insecurity.
Insecure.
He's so deeply insecure, and it's all about control.
He would always say, I have the hottest woman in the world. Why would I not want to share?
Oh my God. Sharing.
Now, if you go online and you look at a girl's account, and first of all, she's got the cleavage everywhere. But if you just scroll down a little bit, you can see exactly what her nipples look like. I don't want a woman like that.
Explain to me how it's not because you're insecure. Men are jealous of women.
That is just a manipulative tactic to take away from the spotlight that is her poor behavior.
Es increíble cómo esto es algo real, güey. O sea, podemos hablar del delirio de las mujeres modernas y su puta madre, lo que tú quieras. Pero se lo toman tan en serio. O sea, los hombres, el despertar de los hombres equivale a esto, a darse cuenta precisamente de esto, de lo que está pasando, de tomar acción, de hacer algo al respecto. Y por otro lado, ellas o sea, es que no lo pueden ver así. O sea, no pueden ver como que el hombre ya está dando cuenta de, pues bueno, de todas las manipulaciones y de todos los engaños, de todas las tonterías que ellas hacen. No, ellas simplemente lo mantienen, güey. Ni siquiera tienen la humildad necesaria para decir, puta, ya me descubrió. Fuck, ya no lo voy a poder hacer otra vez. No, lo siguen haciendo y siguen manteniendo esa idea en su cabeza de que tienen que hacer todo el tiempo lo que ellas quieren, güey. Es increíble. O sea, es increíble cómo el mundo moderno del dating va en decadencia, pero bien cabrón.
Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. It's every boss girl's favorite word. Together with the phrases, I know my worth and I'm not settling.
I know what I want and I'm not settling.
Because when you know your worth,
it's an honor to be with me. I don't want to settle. I'm not gonna settle.
Not settling for people who do not deserve us.
Being mentally aware and emotionally intelligent enough.
Yeah, good luck with that. Anyways, society has now crafted this disgusting recurring narrative that if a man does anything to make a woman feel insecure, then he is toxic and abusive, and that she should definitely leave him immediately.
If you immediately feel like your feelings are invalid, or you know that this person is going to make you feel invalid by telling them how you feel, hello? You're being gaslit.
He doesn't care to take your feelings into consideration, and he doesn't care enough that it makes you uncomfortable to stop.
Oh my God, como si a él les importaran los sentimientos de los hombres. Hombre, eso es increíble, güey. Es que no puede ser cierto que esté, o sea, bueno, es que sí, lo que está pasando hay que aceptarlo tal como es. Pero es realmente increíble, güey. O sea, es increíble cómo ellas no se dan cuenta de lo que hacen. Y sea lo que sea o haga lo que haga la otra persona, en este caso los hombres, cualquier reacción que tengan los hombres, lo van a atacar, güey. Obviamente ellas no quieren ser atacadas, no quieren ser criticadas, juzgadas, pero ellas sí quieren criticar, atacar y juzgar. No quieren que los hombres pongan estándares y límites, pero ellas sí quieren poner estándares y límites. O sea, ¿te fijas? Y se quejan de que el hombre controlador, ellas son las que están controlando todo el pedo. Ellas están controlando el mundo. Están ganando, güey. Están ganando la batalla. Pero, o sea, no les basta. No es suficiente ganar esa batalla. Porque ¿qué están ganando? Para empezar, no están ganando nada. Están ganando la batalla, entre comillas, pero están quedando solas. Se están dando cuenta que no hay nada de beneficio en eso. Entonces, como se dan cuenta de que los hombres, pues bueno, pues dicen, bueno, pues está bien, pues mejor me voy, me alejo, ya perdí la batalla, ya me voy. Ellas, no, pero ¿a dónde vas? O sea, síguele aquí, sigue buscándome, sigue rogándome, porque yo soy el premio, yo me merezco. No, mujeres, se acabó ese pedo.
Feelings are not up for debate.
However, when a man indicates that a woman does something that he doesn't like, then he's simply insecure and he should just deal with his own insecurities.
You guys are really insecure about everything.
You get into a relationship with an insecure man. They have such fragile egos.
If you're so insecure about all of this, you shouldn't be dating anyways. Work on yourself.
Do you see how this works? It's the exact same word. However, when it comes to women, it is used to justify their actions and feelings.
Like your feelings matter, so that you feel prioritized and cared for and important.
But for men, it is simply used to call them a loser.
Insecure men, heal yourself.
That comes down to an insecurity in their ego.
Oh my God.
So it's very clear that this game is rigged and you should definitely stop playing by the rules. Because even though most modern women love to complain about the importance of boundaries, they sure as don't respect them themselves.
I thought about not telling you guys this story because it's an embarrassing story for me and for my husband, but I'm gonna tell it.
So if I were to ask him, hey,
I thought I asked you to pick up the kitchen last night. Oh, well, you only told me to clean the bottles, and I did clean the bottles. You didn't tell me to put the food away, and you didn't tell me to clean up the rest of it.
Welcome back to Like My Boyfriend Does, a series.
Yeah, all wonderful partners that every man is dying to be with. Please drop a like on the video if you think that social media is rotting away the brains of modern women, and comment down below what you think. Especially the ones who are blasting their husbands online instead of just talking to them like an adult. I mean, I can understand a 14-year-old being an idiot online, but come on, a 30 or 40-year-old woman should really know better than to do this.
I probably should not have told the story about my husband going to the bar.
Now, before we get into the absurdity of running to TikTok to complain about your spouse and shame them online for the entire world to see, let's first define the word boundary, shall we? And ironically, Whitney Cummings actually hits the nail on the head with this one.
Boundaries aren't for them, they're for you. And if someone violates your boundary, you don't set another boundary, you remove yourself from the situation.
Exactly. And so you see, as a man, you must always set your boundaries on your own life and relationships way before you enter into relationships, regardless of the BS narrative that society is pushing on you. Since society wants nothing more than to turn men into obedient lapdogs to be exploited for monetary gains and be completely humiliated.
And then I cheated on him with like 4 guys. I was always open and honest about it.
I was heartbroken, to say the least.
And we made him sit and watch. I thought I'm having my fun first.
I did feel a bit left out, yeah.
Yeah, he seems to be enjoying himself. So clearly, boundaries are essential for man's sanity and self-respect, which brings us to the first classic case of boundaries, and that is the posting or liking of promiscuous photos on social media.
If your boyfriend is liking other girls' pictures, specifically bikini picture or thirst trap picture, then you need to run.
I would absolutely throw a fit, and I would tell them that that is not acceptable in my book.
How girls find it disrespectful when their boyfriends are liking other girls' pictures.
This is not about being insecure. This is not about being insecure.
Now, it is obviously hilarious that so many women have an issue with men liking sexy photos of other women, but it's those same women who see no problem whatsoever in posting those photos.
If guys want to purchase a site to see me post pictures I feel confident, why is that a bad thing? I genuinely think when you're in a relationship with a guy, they should only like your pictures. It just is a reminder that my boyfriend took the time to look at this girl's picture, and he
ok.
in his head was like, that's a nice picture.
Ok, ya entendimos, porque al parecer los hombres estamos pendejos, ¿no? Si tienes una chica, eso es lo que ellas esperan. Si tienes una chica que le gusta el pedo de las redes sociales, vamos por ejemplo así, maquillaje, bikinis, y le gusta publicar fotos en redes sociales, ya muchos hombres se han dado cuenta, obviamente no saldrían con una chica así, a menos de que sea para un rato. Y a ella le gusta publicar fotos en redes sociales, en Instagram, lo más común. Y obviamente le gusta recibir likes, comentarios, recibir atención y validación. Porque por algo lo sube, no lo va a hacer nada más porque sí. Porque todo eso que dicen de, para sentirme a gusto conmigo misma, porque me gusta cómo me veo y por eso lo subo. No, quiere atención, quiere validación. Entonces, si tú te tomas el tiempo, como dice chica, de darle like a otra mujer que no es ella, porque lo haces. Eres un hombre inseguro y no mereces estar conmigo. ¿Okay? Entonces, ella sí puede recibir likes de otros hombres, pero tú no puedes darle like a otras mujeres. ¿Cómo te atreves, güey? ¿Cómo te atreves? Esa es la narrativa. ¿Okay? Entonces, ellas obviamente, es eso. O sea, quieren hacer todo el tiempo lo que ellas quieren y quieren que estés prácticamente a sus pies para lo que ellas necesiten. Pero tú ya sabes lo que pasa cuando haces eso. Pues obviamente no te van a faltar. O sea, te van a faltar respeto, pero no van a estar al 100% contigo. Por el simple hecho de que no pueden estar al 100% contigo. ¿Por qué? Porque no van a estar con un hombre por el cual no van a tener respeto nunca. No pueden, no está en ellas, no están programadas para eso. Están programadas para estar con un hombre que realmente les ponga estándares y límites y que no les permita hacer esas cosas. Irónicamente, güey. Entonces, cuando se quejan, normalmente cuando se quejan de esto es cuando ya están caducadas, güey. Postmuro. ¿Ok? Porque las morrillas, pues igual todavía tienen opciones, les vale madre y se van. Pero las postmuro, pues se quejan. Entonces, así es, ese es el mundo moderno. O sea, por eso aquí dice el incremento del MGTOW en el dating. O sea, los hombres realmente están tomando serias decisiones en su vida. Decir, ¿sabes qué, güey? Yo no necesito esto. Estará muy buena, estará muy bonita, pero de aquí, de la mentalidad, no tiene nada. No tiene nada que ofrecer, no tiene nada que aportar en la relación.
Guys can understand how embarrassing it actually is.
This girl is literally standing here half naked, explaining to men how incredibly disrespectful it is to like a photo of a half-naked woman. This is absolute irony at its finest, and it proves that for women, boundaries are a one-way street. Because millions of women complaining about this very fact clearly proves that women do understand the problem of posting slutty photos. However, what they don't like is to give up that sweet dopamine rush that they get from posting those photos and all the male validation that comes with that.
What is the currency for women on social media? Attention. And you are when you post those posts, what are you looking for? Are you looking for the likes, the comments?
From who?
Other men. Satisfaction from getting them from women is not the same as getting them from men. You're gonna get those DMs, and you're gonna put yourself in that position to disrespect your man.
So all of this proves that as a man, you should never tell a woman not to post slutty photos online, because you simply shouldn't even be with her since she's already broken.
Thirst trap season is coming. It's arrived. It's here.
I think the reason I grabbed my whole face by the horns and needed it so bad was because I had put all my eggs in a basket of a relationship and I did it way too fast and I got really over and it ended up biting me in the butt and I was absolutely heartbroken, destroyed.
You know what this means? This means you could post the sluttiest, most cringiest snap to get his attention.
A woman who posts her ass, tits, and vag online has no self-respect, and if she doesn't even respect herself, then why the hell would she ever respect you or the relationship?
Do not sign your youth away to some man who's not going to matter in 4 years.
See what I mean? Now, women will try to frame it as if men are trying to control them, but that is not at all what's happening. Men are simply saying, hey, if this is what you want to engage in, then you are not for me. That's all. Which women will then label as pick-me girls or trad wives, as if that's somehow a bad thing to do.
So I wouldn't exactly consider myself a modern woman because living a modern lifestyle never empowered me. But the more I got back to tradition, the more I rejected the lifestyle of the modern woman, I found more fulfillment.
Ah, so refreshing. And yes, guys, these girls do exist. They're just very, very hard to find. Now, this all stems from the fact that modern women have been brainwashed by society into thinking that women have to do absolutely nothing to be attractive to men and then still deserve the best possible men out there. Which is why when they hear a guy say, I only date virtuous and kind women who take care of themselves, these women will lose their shit.
You're pathetic. And if you're straight, good luck having a successful relationship.
An insecure man would never be able to handle a strong, confident woman.
It's the weak men. It's the weak men that can't handle a strong woman.
First thought that comes to mind is that is a very weak man. Very weak man.
I mean, just take a second about how broken society is when women are getting absolutely furious when other women say they want to be virtuous or they want to be feminine and stay-at-home moms.
Like, it drives me crazy. I hate it.
And I think it's a really dangerous thing when you unironically and uncritically idolize a time like the 1950s.
I think one of the things that drives me the most insane about these trad wives or these like conservative women who are like cosplaying the trad life,
or even just women who are like staying home and cooking and cleaning is so much better than being a corporate baddie.
Being like, I would love this. I would love to just like cook and clean all day for my man.
That is now somehow the essence of evilness. That's crazy. But it's all because of one simple reason, which is fear. The fear of rejection. Because what guy is going to choose an abrasive, trashy woman that sleeps around over a nice, wholesome girl?
Yeah, my tits are out. It's fine. They're a part of my body. And if you don't like them, don't look.
No one. Which is why modern women want to shame men into letting go of their boundaries so that they don't get constantly rejected.
When the devil can't reach you, he sends you a man. A medium, ugly, white.
Entonces de eso se trata, güey. Se trata de que los hombres bajen sus estándares porque ellas no quieren ser rechazadas. Oh my God, no aguanta nada, hombre. Imagínate, todos los hombres tenemos que pasar por esto, por esos rechazos, por ese miedo. Y aún así nos atrevemos a hacer las cosas. Aún así nos atrevemos a hablar, a salir, a tratar de arreglar citas, a tratar de buscar a la mujer ideal. Y como quiera, siempre te termina mandando a la verga por todos lados, güey.
White man that is going to break your heart and give you 5 years of trauma.
This is the guy who was supposed to f me last night on my birthday. You. The fact that you ghosted me on my birthday, I don't understand it. And what makes it even more annoying is I wasn't even that interested.
Yeah, I'm gonna call bullshit on that. Isn't it funny that every time they get rejected, it's somehow some basic white guy who was bad in bed, balding, and just plain boring, not good enough. But somehow they still managed to chase this dude for 3 months into some f***ed up situationship.
You are wasting your time on some mediocre white man who is giving you less than the bare minimum.
Anyways, next to this fear of rejection, another reason why modern women will shame men for having boundaries and standards is the fact that when women say the word boundary, what they hear is, please respect my feelings. But when they hear a man say the word boundary, all they hear is, things I'm not allowed to do. Which is...
Oh, sí, eso tiene toda la razón. Cuando ellas ponen sus estándares, sus límites, sus barreras, pues que más que nada son estándares. Sí, quieren que les respete sus sentimientos, ¿no? Pero cuando un hombre pone estándares, límites, que al final de cuentas ni son tanto así, son más bien gustos y preferencias, eres un hombre inseguro. ¿Por qué? ¿Cómo te atreves a hacerme esto? ¿Cómo te atreves a ponerme estándares? ¿Cómo te atreves tú, hombre, a ponerme estándares a mí, mujer? Con, por ejemplo, mira, ¿tú crees que vas a caer por esto? Esto ya no es llamativo, güey. Todo este maquillaje, inyectarse los labios, tatuajes en el cuello, güey, ¿qué pedo, güey? O sea, no vas a tomar una morra en serio con un tatuaje en el cuello. What the fuck is that? O sea, ¿qué carajos es eso, güey?
Which is why modern women absolutely hate men with standards, since it limits their ability to be slutty, fat, and obnoxious.
So if you're one of these fat baddies like me, who put up with terrible like this from men, please stop! There is no D that is good enough.
It's all about the person's personality. Everything is not all about looks.
He's been trying to convince himself to find me attractive because I had such a good personality.
It basically forces women to work on themselves and maintain their femininity, which actually requires some effort. And so it's much easier to just call men insecure and misogynist for setting the most basic standards possible. Men are not asking women to make $100K a year or magically grow to be 6'4". All that men ask is for women to be kind, feminine, and virtuous. something that literally every single woman on the planet can achieve, but somehow that is still too much.
Oh, man, esto es algo, un dato contundente y fuerte, bien cabrón. Porque es eso, o sea, los hombres piden una mujer calmada, seria, femenina, o sea, que te atienda, etcétera. Algo que realmente sí, o sea, todas las mujeres pueden hacerlo. Todas las mujeres de este mundo tienen la capacidad de hacerlo. O sea, obviamente van a hacer un trabajo, sí, pero no les requiere de que algo fuera de este mundo. Por ejemplo, los estándares de ellas piden un hombre que gane arriba de, muchos aquí que dicen, no, que gane arriba de 100,000, bueno, incluso ya 100,000 pesos en México al mes. Pues está cabrón, güey. O sea, no todo el mundo lo puede hacer. $100,000 al mes piden. Estándares como, tienes que medir arriba de un 80, güey, es algo que no puedes controlar. Lo del dinero, pues sí puedes porque tienes que trabajar y ya. Pero al final de cuentas, ¿de qué te va a servir trabajar si estando con ellas todo el drama que te van a hacer y no van a cumplir los estándares que tú pides como hombre?
On top of this, there's a very interesting phenomenon going on in the modern age of dating and relationships, which is the normalization of absolute depravity.
It was both of our ideas for me to seek other partners. We came to that conclusion together.
Talking about Elisa seeing or dating other men is one thing. Actually, like physically seeing her with someone else is going to be a bit of a challenge and a bit different. A whole new bag of emotions, a little more jealousy, more uncertainty. Kind of have to keep reminding myself, like, this is what we wanted.
Oh yeah, it's pretty bad. Now, what all of these relationships have in common are two simple things. One, no respect whatsoever for the husband or boyfriend. And two, having complete confidence that that idiot will not leave her. Because I guarantee you, only women who are confident enough that their loser husband or boyfriend will not leave them will have the balls to even suggest an extra man in the relationship. And this brings us to the crux of this story, since society is simply out there to break men down and to force them to be happy with a masculine, obnoxious wife who's allowed to sleep around whenever she feels like it. This was Why Women Shame Men for Having Boundaries. Please drop a like on
Oh my God, sí, es eso. No aguantan lo que ellas hacen. Es como no he escuchado el dicho que dice, se lleva y no se aguanta. Bueno, así son estas morras, güey. Aparentemente todas ya, güey. No se salva ni una de este pedo.